Where there are people, there is noise.
Harrider Newsflash. Good evening, Madame Herta fans. This is an urgent broadcast. The great Madame Herta, member 83 of the Genius Society, has been targeted in an attack at the space station. Her current whereabouts are unknown, with no group having stepped forward to claim responsibility. Many Heritors are upset at the ineptitude of upper management, having issued strong protest and condemnation.
Mr. Scrollum, this was a premeditated attack.
Conclusion. Their target was the space station, but their strategies are still unknown to us.
That's right. Which is precisely why we need him. The last to lay eyes on Herta's puppet before the attack was him.
And you are?
This is Dr. Ratio of the Intelligentsia Guild, a delegate from the IPC.
He's only just woken up, dazed. He may need a few pointers. Ah, we cross paths again. Do you remember me? Of course. Why would you?
Mr. Trailblazer.
You probably know the gist of things already. A few system hours ago, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. No. The attack happened on a base outside the station.
She received an
The technology department. Charming little place, isn't it? Madame Yabuli does possess some semblance of competence, but they want to start some new collaborations with Herta, and have graciously extended an invite for me to play the role of science. However, this attack was timed a little too well.
I've long heard that you're one of the best researchers in the...
Save your flattery. Time is hardly a luxury we can squander. To debate the merits of mere mortals in the company of an... excuse me, you. Tell me, what were you doing the last time?
Huh?
Don't play the fool.
I think I want...
Oh, right. I need your help with something else. Let me describe it again. Send me a signal when you see...
I think she meant if only there were...
Anyway, keep up the good work.
My memory is kind of hazy. What did I do after that? I think... Herta mentioned ask. This is what I recall. Let me try.
Maybe the Hinkle and...
Asta seems to have mentioned two names. Two researchers. From the departments of ecology and...
Those despicable... A curio? Oh, now... Well, Adler would be... People are...
Adler. Right. Then I ran into Arlen. Adler was with him. Adler was with Arlen.
What?
Calm down.
What?
Wait. So I'm the dog?
They seem to be...
Oh, really? That kid sure is brave. Yeah. Brother.
Why are you looking for Adler? A lost curio. I see. He'll be able to help. Careful. The fragmentum in this area is very unstable. Over there! As I thought, he's in trouble.
We're in... Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Try harder.
Receive divinity. The dead return!
Blade of moonlight.
Peppy! Are you okay?
That's me.
He wants to ask. I'll leave you to it.
Don't worry. I think I...
So, which That's... Well, have you...
Adler's... Let's... go over it from the start. I may have... My memories of Arlen and Adler...
A cute... How's it going? I see? Just... Some things had... Yes, people were, however, rebuilding. Anyway, that's... Oh, by...
So I...
A curio? How's it going? I see. See? Changed? Some things had... Yes, people were, however, rebuilt. Anyway, that's a... Oh, but...
So I did... The other person should... Identifying that person is crucial. It could be the key to making sense of everything. Hey! It's all... Here's the...
Oh, small scale.
Here, did my Now I remember. The other person is Emily. What did Emily say?
I say no, though. See, I'm.
However,
Don't.
The Xianzhou species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler. The Xianzhou species
have you asked?
Huh?
That's. Let's call it.
I figured. I'm sorry.
Just as I...
I'm sorry. I see. There's only that mean the words the
Spontaneous combustion of the human body. I need to go over...
Let me describe it again and send me a signal.
I think if only...
Send me a signal. That's not anyway. Keep up.
I commend your stamina for recounting that interminable tale. You must be exhausted. My ears certainly are. So, to sum it up, the last time you laid eyes on Herta was in her office. She sent you on a wild goose chase for some trinket, the curio, after which you knew nothing else until Lady Asta contacted you. If that's the narrative you're sticking to, then indulge me. Who, pray tell, can substantiate this captivating drama? A second-hand account.
Affirmation.
Well, if you lace up those boots and start sprinting now, you might just catch the IPC shuttle in
Mr. Ratio.
Apologies, it's an unfortunate habit of mine. When one is immersed, it is also the most efficient method, judging from my experience. Seeking answers with a negative hypothesis in mind is still valid. If he is true. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment.
If you knew Herta?
Don't interrupt. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she
I remember now.
That's enough. Based on your story,
I remember now.
That's enough. Based on your story, you met.
I remember now.
That's enough. Based on your story, you met with Herta and the assignment, Herta's collection.
I doubt Herta is interested in the cure.
Based on your story, and the assignment involves a cure.
Herta didn't mention the name of the curio. However...
True. You wouldn't be able to make that up.
Why do I feel like I'm...
And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name. Herta's collection.
Sure.
Say what you want.
Correct.
Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and...
I remember now.
That's enough. Herta's collection.
The curio isn't the point. Herta was only addressing it because of its relation to the genius.
I would imagine the
Yes. Then you said you asked...
Yes. I didn't get a direct answer.
Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost...
I remember now.
That's enough. Then you said, however, she decided to hold her tongue and...
I remember now.
That's enough. However, she decided to hold...
I remember now.
That's enough. However,
I remember now.
That's enough. However,
Mr. Ratio, it's because...
I'm asking your testimony when... However, so what's the story?
Asta isn't trying...
What could be more...
It's okay.
So what's the story? Are you...
The space station has been very distrustful of its higher management. Another severe
Oh, they wouldn't be partial to... researchers' disappearances, you say?
Yes.
Adler?
A level 2 researcher.
Well, did he...
Adler seemed to have...
Researchers' disappearances, you say?
I remember now.
That's enough pretend. Researchers' disappearances, you... Clearly, though.
No connection?
Clearly, though. It bears no connection to her to...
I remember now.
That's enough pretending. Clearly, though. It bears no...
I remember now.
That's enough. Clearly, though. It bears...
No. If I don't know the location...
She did say that.
There should be evidence. The space station's odd...
Huh.
That's what's so odd about it. This may not be direct, then there's ample evidence.
If these two incidents...
We'll see in the main control.
Harrider Newsflash. This is an urgent broadcast. I repeat, this is an urgent broadcast. News has finally emerged regarding the attack on Madame Herta. The Annihilation Gang has claimed responsibility for the incident and warned of further activity. The Guild has expressed utmost condemnation.
The gods of the starry skies have abandoned the world. They give no thought to the masses. Only the wounded savior can bathe the world in the firelight of destruction. Yet always there are cowards trying in vain to reject their favor and escape the wounds. Flee then. Flee as far as you can. No matter the distance, annihilation will find you.
This is...
A declaration of war. And an announcement of what's to come. They have set their sights on you. The Legion's impact remains. And the Annihilation Gang is already paying a visit. It almost seems like this space station is more suited for the path of destruction than erudition.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fatora, a world long since destroyed. His race, the ever-burning fire demons, regard Nanook as their emperor and savior, but the Eon has never cast their gaze upon them.
A group of pitiful lunatics. I like Dr. Primitive's assessment of them. The value Nanook sees in the Annihilation Gang is perhaps far less than one might see in a child who deliberately broke a vase. The fire demons...
Japella Brotherhood.
On the Stellaron
The Japella Palace... Something similar. That video...
The destruction.
I'm afraid you need to start... You have a superior...
If we did that, we'd be at a...
Where there are people, there is noise.
Not good. This is serious. The security...
A list of the missing...
Sure, but this...
A list of... Take it. Remember... I don't...
What else do you need me to do?
Take me to the one who knows the most about Curio.
I didn't really know, but it's been a few. The last time I saw.
Lead the way. If his disappearance.
True. We need to investigate.
Obvious object finder on sale now. That jerk! Jerk! Fine! Disappear! I don't ever want to see your face again! Oh, it's you. It's Adler. Adler disappeared. He doesn't even answer.
What did he talk?
He kept.
Phrase.
Who said I want? But if I don't know exactly.
Your countenance suggests tragedy. So the researchers who... I finished browsing. It's time to go back.
Adler also.
You think that...
Indeed. First, Adler's disappearance. The next angle is what the victims have in common. Distasteful as that discussion.
Distasteful discussion.
A mere glance at their... However, Lady asked The next angle, last, is the abilities of You probably already... The fire demon of last is the abilities of...
I understand.
Tenuous can last is the ability. During prior the flickering tongues of... Look. This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions.
It's the phase flame. However, she lived for... The phase flame shift...
This booklet describes the kindling of this unique...
Somebody was one... If Ifrit is a son...
The kindling of this unique... I fear that undoubtedly The curio Herta asked to find was and Adler already— I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered. When Schurling— I believe this as a scion of the fate. That is— We don't know where the victims went, and the sudden and once the seed of unrest has sprouted, he will then send out an announcement for an imminent— The next step would be to ignite the spark. Look at those researchers who disappeared. What would happen if someone realized this? I need say no more.
It was all a premeditated trap to stir up chaos on the space station.
We're running out of time.
This...
No, it isn't enough.
Indeed, it needs one more spark.
What do you mean?
If you limit your involvement to this, there's still room for excuses. If it were me, I wouldn't give you the chance.
Could it be?
Huh? What is it?
Stay calm. Asta was merely teleported. Her life was not in danger. Based on first-hand experience, I have ascertained that Ifrit's flame is simply a splinter of the primordial phase flame, lacking any phase shift ability. Logic. Asta is still within the confines of the space station.
That flame...
Try then.
It seems that Duke...
I will head to Mr. Ratio.
The infernal fire is also a form of energy life form. The imaging device will pick up its trace. Follow it. The way is awash with flames. It must have just teleported. Be careful. Get ready to dash into the fire. See? It's still in the space station. Like Skrullum said, it cannot escape from here. Do you know what to do with cornered prey? Hunt it to the death. For the theater of the mediocre.
The fire is dying. This place is strange.
It's still resisting. The fold in the space has shifted. I can deduce its escape route with a mere glance.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Answer me. 0 points.
Ready for another?
The flame is getting weak.
What is your...
Seems like... It's over.
Ignorant. It is little wonder that even the descent of the Saviors. But next time...
A small fragment... Oh? Ah, the banal theatrics of stalling. Let's not.
In lunar flame.
Shall we? Test.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
The dead return!
Blade of moonlight.
Answer me.
Ready for another?
Receive divinity. Repay.
In lunar flame.
Test. 0 points. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
0 points. So this is the extent of miscreants materializing from the Inferno. Seems like Dr. Primitive wasn't wrong. And return! Test. Fail. The fire is weakening. It's preparing to flee. You, keep your eye out for Lady Asta's whereabouts. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. Fail.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
0 points. Mediocre. Test. Fail.
Blade of moonlight.
Good work. You did very well. Rest assured, while you were chasing the... It was all thanks to... They fell into it. Many of them were shaken. Yes. This business... But there is one I've been waiting.
Fallout from this incident remains. Surely you have plenty of pressing matters to attend to. Or is the safety of the space station beneath your concern?
Answer. That is exactly why I came. After all, the principal figure in this whole affair is right here.
When did you start to doubt me?
When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. I've had the same bad habit as you since the beginning, Mr. Ratio.
I must say I'm quite honored, Mr. Screwlam. But do explain, why opt for silent wisdom when you already had the pieces of the puzzle?
For curiosity's sake. Affirmation. I made the same decision as you, to accompany and observe.
Oh, and when did you become convinced?
Objectively speaking, aside from some minor spiritual trauma, no researchers were hurt in this attack, which never aligned with the Annihilation gang's modus operandi. Logic? A third party saved them.
Had I not fortuitously acquired a spark of the phase flame and intervened in Duke Inferno's teleportation, those people would already be space waste, floating past the windows here.
You are more candid than I calculated.
But still behaving within your calculations, no? One last question, Screwlam. Genius though you are, can you deduce why I did this?
I cannot be sure and can only hypothesize. Helping the weak hints at the merciful instinct of a medical doctor, but maintaining a cool, detached observation reveals the strictness of a scholar. And pulling the strings from behind the curtain is akin to laying down the gauntlet to a genius.
The ruler of planet Screwlam is indeed well versed in the human mind. It's a pity you're as much in the ivory tower as other geniuses. You still got one thing wrong. To stand aside and observe is the best treatment one can give. There is a disease called foolishness that is harder to cure than any ailment. The path of erudition has neither reason nor logic. While geniuses wander among the stars, the ordinary can't even trace their footsteps. Those less gifted have no choice but to walk alone, enduring a lifetime of tumbles and triumphs. But even a life marked by failure is a life worth living. It is only in moments of solitude and despair, when help is absent, that fools grasp how to pick themselves up. I have a fastidious nature. I cannot stand fools, idiots, or imbeciles. Seeing them fills me with dread. Regrettably, this space station is just like the Intelligentsia Guild. devoid of geniuses and filled with mediocrity.
You wish to uproot the researchers' blind worship of geniuses.
I am only laying out my questions. As for the answers, they'll find them themselves. Pursuit tinged with negativity is still pursuit, and it is capable of leading us to the right conclusion. For the masses of the mediocre to reach a level of awareness, this is a necessary rite of passage.
You are indeed more like a medical doctor than a scholar.
As for the spark I leave behind,
I believe Asta will deal with it properly.
it is also a lesson I left for her. With that, I take my leave. I look forward to future encounters with such brilliant minds. Let's hope they're as memorable as those we had today. A farce full of trivial concerns. Ultimately, they're just mediocre minds.